Okay, back to markets then, and while the index is losing about 0.5%, what's really getting pounded in trade is JSPL. It's indeed the top loser on the index right now, and it's lost about almost 7% since the start of trade today. Let's bring in Gargi Parikh to analyze what is creating this sell-off today. Gargi.
Well, if you look at most of the stocks, most of the companies that had coal blocks allocated to them between the year 2006 and 9, all of them facing pressures. JSPL in particular, like you pointed out, a very sharp decline coming in fact 8.7% today itself. In the last few days also about 3 to 5% decline coming in each day for JSPL. Just to give you a background here, the company was allocated almost 5 captive coal blocks between 2006 and 9. 2 of them really for their power projects, the remaining ones for the sponge iron projects of the company. So clearly, pressure building up because as, the captive capacities increase, the company really relies on external sources of coal, which is really expensive and could in future make the power plant per se inviable for the company to run. And, the cost of sponge iron too will increase, the cost of power, the captive power will also increase. That is a major threat coming into most of these companies. Also take a look at Hindalco, similar story brewing there. So we have some, brokerages also downgrading these companies. Surprisingly on JSPL this morning, we had some buy calls coming in, but clearly the stock showing no sense of respite. It's just declining. I believe the lowest point of the day we saw about an 8.5% decrease on JSPL. It's also at a 52-week low today.
Oh, yes, it is. Gargi, thanks for that. Ashwini, just want to get your thoughts in on JSPL. After a 52-week low, where's the stock headed and how much more pain do you see on the charts?
Well, once this sort of news flow comes in, it's extremely difficult to say where stocks stop. But, right now you can say that maybe the next stop here is around 320, 325. And clearly it's hit probably a 1-year low. More than that, probably a couple of years worth of low. So chances are this is going to go down much further from here. No respite. People shouldn't try to get into this. And on the upside, we face fairly safe resistance around 410.
Okay, that stock is looking very weak. That's Ashwini with his call on that particular stock. We'll keep it with the metal space and talk about another company that's in the news. It's been almost 2 years since Sajjan Jindal's JSW Steel acquired ISPAT, and finally there's some headway in the merger of the two companies to form a large steel behemoth. Sources tell ET now that the merger process is in full swing. Nisha Poddar joins us with exclusive details. Nisha, what are you picking up from your sources? What's the status of this merger and how is it likely to benefit JSW Steel?
My sources in JSW's ISPAT and JSW Steel do tell me that the merger process between the two companies has been initiated. In fact, there was a lot of hectic activity in the two companies over the weekend, and the two promoters are also said to have met Vinod Mittal as well as Sajjan Jindal to decide that the merger is the need of the hour for the two companies. Remember, it will form a huge steel behemoth with 11 million tons of steel production capacity with JSW Steel, and the acquired company, which is ISPAT, with close to 4 million tons of steel capacity. So they coming together is the need of the hour, is what the two companies are thinking at this moment, and this process will be expedited. In fact, in the next 10 days, I hear that board meetings will be held and those approvals can be sought from the board for this merger to go ahead, and also working on the merger ratio is something that has already started. Sources in close to the development do tell me that while those numbers are being worked out at the moment, it could be based on the market cap of the two companies at present. Vinod Mittal, who was the erstwhile promoter of JSW ISPAT before JSW bought it, could be holding a minority stake in the merged entity of JSW Steel with ISPAT in it. And what I also gather, and the benefit that JSW Steel will get because of this merger, is the 2,088 crores of tax benefit, which is lying and accumulated with ISPAT because of the losses that they had incurred in the past. So that benefit could be taken by JSW Steel only when the two companies are merged. JSW Group has declined to comment on this particular process.
Okay, Nisha, many thanks for those exclusive details. JSW Steel, meantime, in tandem with the rest of the metal majors, is currently down by about almost 3% or so. The other one which is deserving attention, of course, is Divi's Labs, and there are some accounting concerns building up with the company. So let's get a clarity from the management in terms of what these accounting concerns are and whether or not do they really exist. Well, the stock is currently down by about 5%. Mr. Kishore Babu, General Manager at Finance at Divi's Labs, joins in on the phone line from Hyderabad. Kishore, hi, afternoon. First, if you could clarify on record whether or not there are some accounting concerns to the sum of about almost 300 crore rupees.
Good afternoon. I have been attending several calls from the analysts and fund managers on this. I don't know who spread this rumor. I would say that there is absolutely no irregularity of any kind, financial or accounting, and there is no basis for such rumors, and the business is normal and robust as usual in the company.
Can you tell us, Kishore, then what's the state of the company financially? How much cash reserves there are right now?
Yeah, after paying about 200 crores of dividend, I think about 10-15 days back, the company has about 520 crores of cash. All that is in SBI mutual fund.
Kishore, since we have you with us, what new markets have you been targeting right now, and what are the new drugs that you're currently working on? If you could throw some more highlight on that.
Yeah, the company predominantly is into US and European markets.
Right.
And I think almost about 70% of our business is into these markets. We are well entrenched to the large pharma customers and have been supplying the ingredients to all this. There is nothing like a new product being launched now. Whatever existing products, we have gained volumes, or we have been having business with the customers.
So are you not witnessing a slowdown in the Western market, considering these economies are themselves grappling with a slowdown?
We don't see an issue. We are a cost-efficient supplier, and they need us in as much as their businesses have to survive in the healthcare industry. And the last financial year, you have seen a good growth in the company, and the current first quarter also, you have seen reasonably good growth on the back of huge expansion that we have undertaken during the last 2 years. And we expect this financial year we should go at least about 25% on the top line.
Kishore, what's the current cash on your books?
About 520 crores, as I mentioned, just after payment of dividend during August, aggregating to nearly 200 crores.
Kishore, a final word from you then on what could potentially be the basis of this complaint. Have you heard anything from any regulatory agency?
Absolutely. I am really surprised to see this rumor circulating in the market. We have also made a press release in the last quarter saying that the company has been having 3 inspections, 1 from TGA of Australia and 2 from the US FDA, 1 for nutraceuticals and the other for active ingredients for pharmaceuticals. But then we have also mentioned that there are certain minor observations which have been attended to and have been resolved.
All right. We'll leave it at that, Kishore. Thanks so much for joining in now with that perspective and that clarification. That's Divi's Labs. Bring up the stock for you. Still under pressure in trade. Time for a short break here in Markets at Lunch. But when we come back, at your midday trading ideas from our technical experts, C.K. Narayan, Ashwi Gujral and Mitesh Thakkar.
And of course, we will get you a live perspective from Mr. Motilal Oswal, Chairman and MD at Motilal Oswal Financial Services, from the sidelines of their investor conference on day 2.